politics is a dirty game. What do you have to say about that assertion, politics being a dirty game? And there are even some religious groups who frown against politics.
Okay, like I said,
what do you say to those religious groups that are practically against their members or their adherents from involving in politics?
there are certain things that are synonymous to witchcraft. And I will always say, you tell Nigerians that something is opening on Monday and ending on Saturday. You will not see them there on Monday, you will not see them there on Tuesday, you will not see them there on Wednesday, you will see them on Friday night or on Saturday morning. They are always waiting for deadline.
Yes.
They have the spirit of procrastinating.
Do you think Nigerians and the diaspora, can they in any way contribute to a healthy electionary system?
Primarily, yes. Fundamentally, yes. Imperatively, yes. Because we as Africans, before being Nigerians, we have this, like Buchi Emecheta in his work, he established it, second class citizen. We have this inherent behavior of feeling not enough. We take something when it's coming from outside Nigeria.
Okay.
If, for example, I want to buy a shoe and I see made in China, I feel like that shoe is more solid than when I see made in Nigeria. So our voices in diaspora are key. And if you are into political engineering, there's something we call audio votes.
Okay.
Audio votes is different from physical votes. Everybody can be chanting, "We dey with you, Baba, we dey with you, we dey with you." It is actually those who validate, who exercise their student franchise to vote for you. And I have a friend who lost a position in ISD with just one vote. So I'm very sure that individual that was always chanting, "We dey with you," he or she sat in their home and said, "Promise go win now, promise go win." If they had come out that day, it would have changed the state of vote. So we should not always have that mentality that who go win, go win. Sometimes coming out en masse can thwart any plot of electoral manipulations.
Hello, fellow Nigerians. You are welcome once again to our show. I'm your host, Elijah Samuel. And we're going to be discussing something very, very important. And that's political apathy. As declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC registration for the forthcoming presidential elections and the general elections has been ongoing. But there has been some observations. A good number of Nigerian youths are not interested registering, getting their voter's card, and what have you. Some Nigerians hold the opinion that whether they register, whether they vote or they do not vote, whoever will emerge as the winner will eventually emerge as the winner. And on this show, to speak on the subject, political apathy, is Mr. MogbedeTV. He's a man that wears many feathers as a religious ethicist, a sociologist, a political activist, and a public commentator. Yeah, it's a pleasure having you, Mr. MogbedeTV.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elijah. Thank you once again for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure having you on the show. Many Nigerians will want to know, who is Mr. MogbedeTV, a man that wears many feathers?
I think they've seen me on this platform before.
Yeah.
I remain my humble self, Ogie Victory Epwe. And like I always say, I'm a religionist, I'm an ethicist, I'm a political advocate, I'm a social reformist. Thank you. Thank
you very much, sir. Now we are looking at political apathy. In fact, as we are speaking now, INEC has already released the deadline for the registration, and many Nigerians are canvassing for extension. What do you understand by political apathy? What's political apathy actually?
Thank you very much, Mr. Elijah. First and foremost, I think I really like the fact that there is urgency as a result of you bringing this topic for us to discuss with or discuss about in the studio today. And most Nigerians do not know that this has been a key challenge as to why we are dwarfed as a nation. You ask what political apathy is. In layman's terms, political apathy simply means the unconcerned nature, behavior, attitude, resistance towards politics and things that concerns election engineering. And in 21st century Nigeria, we have a lot of individuals as a result of religious reasons, as a result of personal reasons, as a result of social reasons, as a result of hopeless and faithless reasons. We have, and what have you? And that is why this topic today, I really think, and I really thank the host, and I thank the organizers for raising this topic. Thank you.
It's a victory. Have you been involved in election before?
Primarily, I'm someone who loves politics a lot. If I'm not on the field playing football or watching Cristiano Ronaldo Dos Santos Aveiro, my role model, my goat, and that is aside the point, but is one person that I see as a mentor, coming from a poor village in Madeira, Portugal, growing to be one of the greatest and renowned players. This has also shaped me and shaped my mentality, that even as a young child in secondary school, I was actively involved in school politicking right from that age. And this fueled me into attaining various heights. I even lobbied to be senior prefect, though, because then I was very buried into my academics. I ended up becoming study prefect, class prefect, and library prefect. And till today, I still hold the record for one of the best librarians my school has ever produced. But that is aside. Then going into my days in University of Benin, great Uniben, all Uniben students, graduates, wherever you are, I want to say you are wonderful people. The University of Benin housed me, accommodated me, shaped me, molded me, and made me who I am, created a sense of political awareness, awakening, and also reawakening to make me, who I am today. And I always say the Great University of Benin is a school that is complete. You get your academic information, you get your political knowledge, you get your social benefits. It's just a whole complete ball game there. So, yes, I've been actively involved in school politicking. I'm coming down to your question. Sorry, I've been dilly-dallying.
It's perfectly fine.
This is a matter that really concerns me, and I really love talking about. From my 100 level, when we were fraught with the challenges of, bad leadership that we thought the departmental ESCOs were, at that time. So it was a consensus agreement by my set, being one of the most populated sets in my department. We had over 117 persons in 100 level. So they came out en masse and made sure that from 100 level, they made me the Departmental Secretary General of National Association of Religious Students, NASORES, Department of Religious Studies, University of Benin. And that was where my political journey started in University of Ibadan, in University of Benin, rather. Sorry, I'm saying University of Ibadan because I also still share some political affiliation with University of Ibadan. From my days as the secretary of the department, I became secretary of the faculty. I went into faculty politics directly or indirectly. I was involved in SUG politicking too, till I became one of the stakeholders in the department. Thank you.
Yes, personally, I know you. And one of the things that I observed and admired about you back then as an undergraduate in the University of Benin, you were a level ahead of me, was your unique political acumen. I love the way you speak, and in political engagements, you were top-notch. Now, is it right for us to say that when you look at student politics and national politics, are there similarities?
Like I will always tell people, we are a reflection of school politics. Yes, you may think some of all these are politicians, they do not have educational background or educational leverage, because Nigeria has given the beacon that once you have your primary 6 results, you're eligible to contest. I think that's the prerequisite for you to be eligible. So, but times are changing. We have leaders who are actually graduates or graduates. We have leaders who, at one time or at one point or the other, we are within the 4 walls of a citadel of an academic environment that shapes their mindset. And if you want to walk through their journey, you understand that this thing did not just start now. Yes. Most of them have political antecedents that snowboarded them into social and national politics. It all starts from somewhere. So I think what we play on the national space is similar to what we play in school. And sometimes what we even play in school is more dicey than what is being played on the national level. But they share an inseparable form of romance.
Wow. Now, we're talking about political apathy. It's rampant within the Nigerian space. With the elements, since we've already established that there are similarities between politics in tertiary institutions and what we have on the national level, have you also identified political apathy during your adventure as a student union personnel, someone involved actively in student politics? Did you observe anything like that?
Okay. You know, what we think forms our perception.
Okay.
And our perception forms our worldview. So there are certain individuals that have already construed their mind to believe that politics and anything that has to do with politics is attributed to corruption.
Yeah.
Some persons, the word politics do not sit well in their spirits, maybe as a result of their faiths, their faith background, as a result of their family background, as a result of maybe their experiences. This is not strange because these are key drivers to political apathy. During our days in University of Benin, when we're playing politics, there are certain times when we'll go from block to block, hostel to hostel, when, like you said, you established before, I was always at the forefront chanting greatest Gbagba, greatest Gbogbo. I think at that time I was fluent. I had all the lexicons needed for, you know, political innuendo and jargons and gibberish and, you know. So you'll still discover that getting to gerrymander certain persons, gerrymandering means lobbying people and, you know, kicking them into saying what you want to do without even really giving them your manifesto, just buying into their emotions and trying to make them, you know, be on the same, align with you. Guy, align with me in local parlance. Fine girl, align with me in local parlance. You'll still see some that are very, very blunt that will tell you that I'm not interested. So in our tertiary institution, there are 1,001 of them. Some believe that if you engage into politics, you put yourself in trouble. If you engage into politics, your GP begins to drop. If you engage into politics, you become less serious. If you engage into politics, certain things that pertain to your spiritual life drops or fades away. This is still the same thing that is synonymous with the national politics, where we have a lot of youth who still have that mentality. And the Prophet Muhammad said something during the Jaliliya period, which was the period of ignorance in the Arabic Peninsula. And he said, there is nothing more dangerous or dubious to a people than introducing something new, something foreign, something alien from what they already know and what they already believe. So it is still the same way the Englishman will say you cannot teach old dogs new trick. So there are some persons that you cannot crack them. Their perception remains their worldview. Their worldview cannot be cracked for anything. It cannot be compromised. So there is no amount of words that you are going to use to break the wall that will make them engage in politics. You still see them, you know, flaunting the sense of political uninterest, political laxity, political unengagement.
All right, now let's take it beyond the four walls of a tertiary institution and bring it to the national space. The INEC has released that in the next few days, the deadline for registration will elapse, and some Nigerians have been canvassing for extension since the general election is still coming up in a couple of months, precisely January 2027. But some people are also of the opinion that even when you extend it, those who will not register will not register. There's this, we're going to go into the aspect of you dissecting the different causes of political apathy. But before we go there, because I know the causes are very, very numerous and inexhaustible. But before we go there, there's this cliche that has been going on for years where people say politics is a dirty game. So, and there are even some religious groups who frown against politics. What do you have to say about that assertion, politics being a dirty game?
Okay, like I said, people's opinion are being shaped by maybe their experiences, their society, their peer group, their family. You know, growing up, we're being taught that there are various agents of socialization.
Yes.
So agents of socialization can affect you positively or negatively. It can also form the way you think, the way you do things, the way you act. So a lot of persons already have this assertion and hold on to this assertion that politics is a dirty game. But most times when I'm being faced with this expression that politics is a dirty game, I always tell the individual, go there and change it. Politics is a dirty game. Go there and change it. I wrote something challenging some religious group, Christian to be particular, some Christian religious denominations, to admonish and, advocate and enlighten their members that it is not a sin to actually go into politics. You can go there and wear a new garment. You can go there and wash it. So you will still see that why this is so, there are still a lot of persons that will still hold on to their gun, that politics is a dirty game. And like you established, that the INEC has already stipulated that 10th of June, which is on Friday, is the deadline for the registration and picking up of your permanent voters card, your PVC. We cannot fault INEC, and I think I want to fault Nigerians more than INEC, because we have this habitual disease, this habitual cancer of procrastination. That is what is affecting Nigerians. You tell Nigerians that something is opening on Monday and ending on Saturday. You will not see them there on Monday. You will not see them there on Tuesday. You will not see them there on Wednesday. You will see them on Friday night or on Saturday morning. They are always waiting for deadline.
Yes.
They have the spirit of procrastinating. So even if INEC extend, like you clearly stated, even if INEC extend the registration timeline, it's still not going to change anything.
What do you say to those religious groups that are practically against their members or their adherents from involving in politics?
There are certain things that are synonymous to witchcraft. And I will always say, do not complain about a government you contributed little or nothing about. If something is sour, you have the legitimate right to complain if you contributed to that. But if you do not contribute to it, you have every right and legitimate legacy to keep quiet.
Okay.
Some persons are complaining they don't have a voter's card. Some persons are complaining on the pulpit, they discourage their members from participating in politics. As a religious ethicist, this is a fundamental issue. As a sociologist trying to interrogate social issues that are posing threats to various structures of the society, this is still one identified area of concern, where some religious denominations make strong affirmations to their members to hold on to their stance of not participating. Why do you think that individual cannot go there and contribute? Like I said, you can contribute your 10 cents. Your 10 cents may be little, but you've contributed it. The areas it is able to touch, it will be affected positively. Let us be the change we want. So my advice is that those religious leaders should also be reoriented. We can learn, we relearn, we unlearn. Certain things that you feel are actually legitimate. I could understand if I create excuses for them that they don't want their members to sow their garments spiritually. But before we look at the spiritual warfare, we are first human beings existing. We are not in a spiritual space.
In a physical space.
We're in a physical space.
Absolutely.
So let us remedy our physical space then and then alone. Because our spiritual space is endemic in our physical space. It is capsuled in our physical space. So if we want to take care of our spirituality and leave our physical body or leave our physical listing, then at the end of the day, it's a case of penny wise, pound foolish.
Now, thank you so much for those profound responses, Mr. Victory. There are a lot of reasons why many people do not involve in politics. Some people, they even dread the nomenclature politics. They run away from it. And I've been able to discover that there are times where some people feel that whoever will win, whether you vote or you do not vote. Where certain governmental officials make promises and they do not fulfill them, it tends to make Nigerians to become weary and not interested anymore. Are there other reasons you've identified that could have necessitated why many Nigerians are not interested in politics?
Okay, you've said it. And I think, first and foremost, I want to correct that misconception of who go win. And I will still go back to my political days in the 4 walls of University of Benin. There's something we call audio votes.
Okay.
Audio votes is different from physical votes. Everybody can be chanting, "We dey with you, Baba, we dey with you, we dey with you." It is actually those who validate, who exercise their student franchise to vote for you. And I have a friend who lost a position in ISD with just 1 vote. So I'm very sure that individual that was always chanting, "We dey with you," he or she sat in their home and say, promise go win now, promise go win. If they had come out that day, it would have changed the state of votes. So we should not always have that mentality that who go win, go win. Sometimes coming out en masse can thwart any plot of electoral manipulations. The more the power, the more the numbers, the harder it becomes for rigging.
Yes.
So, and most times I put it to people saying, who go win, go win. Do you have evidence to validate the fact that who go win, go win? If all Nigerians, often a time, most persons, I think the situation we have in Nigeria, sorry to digress a bit, the problem we have in Nigeria is that a lot of us do audio votes and we don't come physically to actually vote. So when we see the numbers, even if sometimes, hold me in quotes, though no evidence, sometimes hold me in quotes, even though no evidence, it seems as though there have been manipulations. But how do we evidentially accuse that there is this thing? Because there are 100 Nigerians. 30 has their PVC. 50 do not have. The other this thing are not even interested, or they are not even making process to have. Then on the day of the election, out of the 30 that have, only 10 will summon up courage to come and vote.
Yes.
Then you expect to win, and you are saying your who go win, go win. I want us to correct that conception. Let us try it by coming out en masse and actually saying whether who go win, go win.
Yeah, I think.
Then,
yes.
Going to your second question, you asked, are there other reasons as to why people may not want to? I established that before, that religion could be a problem. Experience too.
Okay.
Living in my experience during my service here in Kogi State, how I was bulldozed into a vehicle and we're carted into an uncompleted building for votes. I heard gunshots.
That's serious.
Someone, a KSU student, 18 years old, a political science student, was killed just few meters away from my polling unit just because he wanted to exercise his own franchise, claiming that he was not going to vote for the order of the day and what have you. So, with such an experience, I can bar myself for life not to engage in politics.
Exactly.
So you can't. That's why I say, as an ethicist, we make inquiry into people's behavior. Why is this man this way? So some individuals have taken strong and stiff positions not to renege on their decision, not to go back on their decision in playing politics because of certain things that they face: religion, experience, family background, and what have you.
Now, I think when we look at the effect on the long run, it will make us understand that we are actually going to be on the losing end. Now, taking, for example, the aspect of violence in the course of people exercising their franchise, what role does the government have to play in that regard?
Okay, primarily, the key role of the government is to safeguard lives of its citizens. Any government that cannot establish satisfactorily this role is not worthy to be called a government. Now, you will still see governments coming, and they are not just claiming, it's not vague. We are actually saying that there are security agents in every polling unit. So, you, the common man, saying which modalities did the government put in place to ensure a safe and smooth environment for voting? There is no polling unit without someone from civil defense. Yes. There's no polling unit without at least a police with a baton. There's no polling unit without a soldier. So the government can credently and authoritatively tell you that security modalities is the number one thing before any election can hold, my brother. Yes. There are security agencies in that state. Sometimes they are being radioed from Abuja. Sometimes, because of security peculiarities and familiarities, a security unit in Edo State can be transferred to Kaduna, and a security unit in Kaduna can be brought to Edo State to maintain a balance. Yes. So the government, in their own way, feel that they are doing their own part. Yeah. Whether or not the security agencies actually carry out the responsibilities saddled on their shoulders, it is a business with them and the government. But we as individuals and citizens cannot say security modalities were not put in place. Even if, yes, there are cases of shooting, there are cases of insecurities
Smashing
in various
of ballot
polling units
boxes.
that's made many Nigerians, scared to come out to actually exercise their franchise. But the government in their defense will tell you that there are security modalities in place.
Yeah, somebody was saying something jokingly sometimes ago that we have many Nigerians on diaspora who are canvassing for certain political candidates. But when it comes to the day of the election, we don't see them. And then it appears as though certain candidates, someone said the election is won on the ballot paper, not on social media. Because it means that there are certain candidates that, based on the number of followers and people that love them, canvassing for them on social media. Do you think Nigerians on the diaspora, can they in any way contribute to a healthy electioneering system?
Primarily, yes. Fundamentally, yes. Imperatively, yes. Because we as Africans, before being Nigerians, we have this, like Buchi Emecheta in his work, he established it, second-class citizen. We have this inherent behavior of feeling not enough. We take something when it's coming from outside Nigeria.
Okay.
If, for example, I want to buy a shoe and I see made in China, I feel like that shoe is more solid than when I see made in Nigeria. So our voices in diaspora are key. And if you are into political engineering, I, for one, that's played politics, I played politics in bringing the governor of Edo State, 3 governors of Edo State now. I was actively involved in the politicking and the engineering. You will understand. And why do you think often a time Nigerian politicians or seeking aspirants do travel out to meet with certain persons? Because Nigerians have this mentality of waiting that they talk for outside. As far as they come from Yankee, as far as they come from Europe, it makes sense. These people are not living, they are not in a lived experience like me and you.
Yes.
So they are living on perception and reflection of what they feel is happening. Maybe when they make phone calls to their families, and Nigeria don't talk now, this is this. So they are not living on the lived experience like a common Nigeria, like me and you. So those voices in diaspora echo deeply. And that is why the government always go there for gerrymandering and lobbying, because their voices will give credence to some actions. For one, may want to vote for something because I'm hearing over this and that. This person don't do podcast, and they hear this one. This one don't do this one, and they hear this one. Now this person go win, and this person they support. Directly or indirectly, I may change because as a social agent, man, there is one tendency we can crack. When being put under pressure, we can crack. So yes.
Okay, they have significant roles. So the audio vote from the diaspora community should be translated to tangible votes in subsequent election because it has a long way in determining the future of Nigeria. What are the effects of political apathy? I think Nigerians need to be educated about this.
Okay. First and foremost, even someone who is deaf, someone who is blind, like I have a normal expression I always say, it is very visible to the blind and audible to the deaf. And I also add this to it. Who they cry, they see road. And they know they tell blind man, say rain, they fall.
Yeah, Ingo feel
So all of us, we are in the lived experience. We are seeing what our inactions and our actions have resulted. We are seeing complaints. We are seeing rebooters from the government. We are also seeing reformations. We are seeing protests. We are seeing agitations. We are seeing different things from different individuals that are citizens, both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, complaining. And it still boils down to the fact that we felt it did not concern us. And we thought the average Nigerian would say, as far as the basic amenities, my family, I fit chop, I get where to lay my head, I get clothes to wear. Matano, he never bad rich. And that is what has led to the various effects we are seeing today. Needless me to mention, because it is very, very visible to the blind and audible to the deaf.
Yeah, this show will not be complete if we just stop at identifying the problem, the effect of the problem, without providing adequate and practical solutions. What are the solutions to political apathy?
Okay, viewers, please take this very seriously. Whether you have a bitter experience about Nigeria, maybe perhaps in your voting units, in your ward, your polling units, please give Nigeria a second chance.
Okay.
We should not always get tired after the first try. Yes, life is precious, but is it not worth living well? So if life is worth living well, then we should not get weary. We should be consistent in our trial.
Absolutely.
Who know they give up, now they get wetin they want. Who they give up? You may give up when you are already at the door of your breakthrough. So why should we relent? Let us kill that spirit of political uninterestedness, if there's anything like that. Let us awaken our sense of citizenship. Let us awaken our sense of being Nigeria. Nathan John said a lot of things in his book, Becoming Nigerian. It's a satirical, work exposing different parts of politics, religion, and various sectors or institutions in Nigeria. I also want people to read the book. It is online. You can get it. Read it. It's also going to help you reorient yourself. It is also going to spur you into action. You will get irritated by certain things. Then you take the bull by the horn. Please, Nigerians, we don't need audio votes. No. Don't accuse the government. Don't accuse the government falsely. Anything you are saying, you have to prove it. Even they say the suspect is not guilty until proven otherwise. Yeah. So you are accusing the government that who we win, we win. Meanwhile, you are in the confines of your house. That day, some of them go on gen, buy juice, cook rice. They look TV, they see what's in there.
Get an election
come out.
Yeah.
It's your responsibility. Let's come out en masse. Population and numbers makes it very difficult for election manipulations.
Yeah, to corroborate with what you just said now, if numbers are not important, then there will be no vote buying. Yeah. They understand that numbers are very, very important, and that's why some political candidates, they find different means to ensure that votes are bought. Now, there has been this trending phenomenon on social media where people have been saying, don't give us rice, don't give us gari, give us good leadership and the rest of them. And this is what I've discovered about an average Nigerian. We often focus on the temporary relief and we forget the long-lasting effects. How can that be addressed?
I think primarily, while we always wait for the government to do a lot of things for us, there are certain things we can do for ourselves. First and foremost, there's what they call social poverty and there's what they call psychological poverty. I think Nigerians, we are plagued with that disease of psychological poverty. Before we look at the social poverty being inflicted by maybe economic situations, inflation, social instability, political instability, we are the architect of our own psychological poverty. Once Nigerians are able to get it right with this mentality of, I no go chop bread while I'm supposed to chop today, we will get it right. So before someone can use you as a bait, you made yourself available to be used. So if you can heal yourself of that disease, that psychological poverty, then the second one will not be an issue. Nobody will come to you for rice because you already have it in your head that you are not psychologically poor to the extent of accepting rice to cast a vote, accepting oil, accepting money. And mind you, every time we are saying vote buying, do you have evidence to validate your claim? Even if the money is being pressed to your hand, do you have evidence to validate your claim? So once again, we should heal ourselves of psychological poverty. When we heal ourselves of psychological poverty, we will not be feeling that the rights that they want to give to us is important. The 5,000 or the 8,000 or the 10,000 they want to give to us is important.
Yeah, as we come to a close on this show, what are your final words to Nigerians on this subject matter we're talking about, which is political apathy?
Nigerians, I plead and I beg, sit up. Sit up. The cankerworm that's eaten deep into the very rubric and fabric of our existence is as a result of our ignorance, as a result of our strong resolutions, as a result of our hardened mindsets, as a result of our poor mentality, as a result of our psychological poverty not to engage in politics. Please take the word of a wise scholar that if the wise man do not vie into offices of political environments will be led and controlled and managed and directed by fools. And I think we don't want that to be our situation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Victory, for those profound insights. Nigerians, we've heard a lot. We need to take the bull by the horn. The upcoming general elections is fast approaching. And as you know, INEC has already released the date for the deadline of registration. This is a clarion call to each and every one of us to actively participate in election. In these forthcoming general elections, we shouldn't be passive and docile anymore. The onus lies on us to be very, very active. Your vote counts. And that's the reason why you must ensure that your vote actually contributes to nation building. Thank you so much, Mr. Victory. It's a pleasure having you here.
Mr. Elijah, for having me.
Thank you so much.
It's been a wonderful time.
All right, to our viewers, till we see next time, do have a beautiful day.